Meaning that you're putting away all that nonsense, all that BS, fighting with the cops, getting yourself put in worse situations than what it should be. Because it's the curses, man. You so-called Mexicans be giving yourself over to tribute, man. You're subject unto payments. But that doesn't mean that you continue to be unwise, to be uncounseled. You have to continue to be a man of the Lord, man. Like King David. These men were renowned men, great men. These weren't men that were just being put into jail for no reason. These were men that were put in jail for speaking the truth, the testimony of Yahweh Shah. That's it. Or because they were following the laws and command, because they're worshiping their power, man. Their God. And the heathens that be at that time, they didn't like that. They saw it as disrespect. And they had like Daniel put into the lion's den. They had the 3 brothers that were with Daniel and thrown into the fiery furnace. You know? They had Samson killed. They used a woman to bring Samson down. You know? King Solomon, you know? You had all these things that were going on. Yahweh Shah was betrayed by Judas Iscariot for some 30 shekels. You know? It says, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. You're still the same man. If you're just a hearer. But once you become a doer, you start seeing a transformation. You start seeing the spirit of Yahweh Shai working in you, man. Those guys that are over there, they're still the same individuals, man. I don't know how many times I've seen the guy that runs that San Angelo MMA. He shaves all the time, man, and he knows better not to be shaving if he knows he's an Israelite. But yeah, they're telling him not to shave, but they shave themselves, man. You can't be doing that. You can't be no hypocrite, man. That's why they don't go onto the highways and the byways, because they're just hearers. They're not doers, man. That's why I said I'm going to show you my faith by my works. Coming out to the highways and the byways, man. You know? Inside, in and out of camera, man. But the scripture said you got to preach the word in and out of season, man. You know? And that's the part. That was the spirit, because... You know, when I was talking about how the pale horse, and then it followed through with the saints of the Lord crying out, how long, O Lord, how long shall you avenge the blood of the saints? You know? It's bugged out here, man. This place got to go. You know, all of this place is going to be destroyed. Let me get this one in Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So we have to continue to wait patiently, because we are going to receive that crown. We are going to receive that promise, that palm in our right hand, man, that represents peace. And death is going to be destroyed and put out. That pale horse, man. By arch enemy Esau, the Edomites, man. This system. Okay? It's all going to be destroyed, man, brought down. Alright? This Roman system. Okay? It's going to be destroyed and brought down, man. It says, I'm going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 26. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Okay? That's how we know who the end of the world represents. Which is that pale horse, man. That rideth, that is death, and rideth upon, or hell followeth him. Let's go over here to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See? But Jacob is it. But Jacob, or Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we know death is the last enemy that is going to be destroyed, which is Esau. Okay? That pale horse. That skinny, pale demon. But yet it's still strong, you know? It's a strong demon. It's like on the movie Golden Child, where you had that Edomite that was the enemy towards the little boy, and then Eddie Murphy was chosen to protect that little boy, that little monk, right? But that demon, that Edomite, wanted to destroy him. And that Edomite, that man, manifested at the end of the movie into that demon, and that he was like a real skinny demon, which we know it was a creature, but you know, it's all symbolic on how death represents. Okay, it's like Israel represented the valley of the dry bones. You know, and it was all death. You know, there wasn't no flesh on them. But this pale horse is like a skinny horse, man, that is full of death, but yet has power because Satan works through him. You know, but ultimately it was sanctioned by Yahweh Shai that it should be that way. Okay, but Israel is going to get the victory. The elect are going to get the victory. Okay. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and 17. It says, I'll start at verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. And that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. Comforting one another with these words, man. Because we will be delivered. We will receive salvation. We will see the enemy destroyed, which is death. Okay, that pale horse, that hell follows him to bring destruction to the earth. We are going to see that blotted out. It will be taken away, man. Yahweh Shai told us this, man. We have to believe it. This is Revelations chapter 21 and 4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Right? And that's Esau. He's going to be passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these are for these words are true and faithful. You see, and we have to believe in that. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. Okay, he that endured to the end shall be saved, and that's what we have to have, that mentality. That's the mentality that we have to have. We have to retain these words that are true and faithful, because Yahweh Shai, he is the truth and he is faithful, man. He's not a man that he should be counted as a liar, as it says. Right, let me get this one in Hebrews. I believe it's in Hebrews. Come on, this is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 15. And so after he had patiently endured, he obtained the promise. For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife, wherein Yahweh willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability. Salakia, brother, it's a little tongue twister. Unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for the Most High to lie, we might have a strong comfort, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. And who was our refuge? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. That's where we receive our comfort, man. You know? Because the Lord ain't a man that he should lie. The scriptures say, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, man. Let the words of the Most High be true, but a man a liar, man. Okay? So we know salvation is coming. Deliverance is not too far away. And the scriptures say the kingdom of heaven is in you, man, which is his words. So you already got the victory. He's waiting for it to manifest in the flesh, Lord willing. But he that endured to the end shall be saved. So we know that. Okay? I'm not trying to be presumptuous. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. It says, I'll start at verse 8. Let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love. Right? The breastplate. You have to put on faith and love, man. Love is what? Obeying the law, statutes, and commandments. Having faith, meaning confidence. It says, for the Most High have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Mashiach. So we're not appointed to die, but this man Esau, man, the pale horse. The 2/3 are, but not the elect. It says, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient toward all men. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Okay? That's what we're doing, man. We're telling you. Salvation is coming. That's the gospel, the good news, man. And part of the good news is destruction to that pale horse, which is Esau, the so-called white man. So I hope that was edifying, brothers. Y'all brothers out there, stay strong. Keep praying for one another. Pray for me. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. B'Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom.